Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla. Thanks for coming back for another video. In today's video, we are making some Minky baby blankets, and the first thing I'm doing is cleaning my dining room table to be able to work on. This is the biggest table in my house, so it works great for the bigger blankets that I have to do, like this one.
Striking the wind up post now. Liberties on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We never need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
On bigger blankets like this, I put pins randomly throughout the middle of it also, instead of just around the edges. I find that this helps keep the slippery Minky in place just a little bit better. Okay, so I have my 5x7 hoop ready to go. You can see that I taped it off, and this is because I finally cleaned my hoop and I'd like to keep it that way. So I just have it covered with masking tape, and as you guys saw, I have my blanket already pinned. The only place I don't have it double pinned is right here in this corner. I do have one row, and I'm going to remove this row once I get my hoop placed, but because this is such a big blanket, I didn't want to get my placement off. So this is just something that I'm doing purely because I know myself and how mixed up I get. So as soon as I get the white Minky dot floated on here, then I will go ahead and remove these pins, and then I'm simply going to fold the top layer back so that only the white Minky dot obviously is under the embroidery machine. But at least that way most of, sorry, my dog walking by, at least that way most of the blanket is already pinned and in the correct spot. So I'm going to place this where I want it and then spray with my basting spray and float on the white Minky dot. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to place this underneath and just test my placement. And basically what I'm doing is just putting it underneath and then pressing right here so that I can see where my rectangle is. And obviously I can see, this is hard to do with the camera right here, that it was off center. So obviously that doesn't look like it's in the right spot because of how much overhang is over here versus over here. However, I'm not looking at how much is over. I'm looking at the black line that I made. Ow, as I poke myself, I am looking at that. That is where I'm going to be sewing. So that is the angle I am going off of. So I already sprayed it with my basting adhesive, so it's exactly where I want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and take off these, these pins that are on the corners. And by the way, this is random. I don't know if you guys care, but I got these on Amazon. They're magnetic bowls. You guys, this is such a difference than the cheap little blue magnet thing that I had. This is way better. So I'm just going to take off the pins that are on this corner. And when I embroider, you can see this is stuck on that. So now when I embroider, I don't have to worry about this being in the way. I can just fold it back and then embroider just on this. So let's go ahead and go over to the machine. You can see right here I'm using just regular Scotch tape to hold the water-soluble stabilizer down. I used to just lay the stabilizer down on its own with no problems, but for some crazy reason I've been having issues with it getting caught in the foot. So some simple Scotch tape seems to do the trick for keeping it in place, but if you hoop your Minky instead of floating it on top like I do, then you can always just hoop your water-soluble stabilizer in with it too. we're gonna take it off of the machine. And I'm basically just going to let it sit over here on the side because I have a couple of other blankets to cut out. So I'm just gonna leave this here while I go cut those. Now I'm just cutting all the jump stitches and taking the water-soluble stabilizer off. I'm also using small tweezers to get the stabilizer that's in the smaller part of the letters and like the inside parts of the letters.
This is the large motocross blanket that I started pinning at the beginning of the video, and now I'm just going through and finishing the pins in the corner that I took off so that I could embroider, and then we are going to get it sewn together.
Love is like a roller coaster, but I'm trying to hold on. I don't want it to stop. Even though we fight sometimes and it feels like a war zone, I still care about us. How do you move on when everything goes wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head. Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what we said. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Don't just walk away from me and close the door. Baby, pull me closer now before it's over. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Oh, I know that it's difficult dealing with emotions, but I want you to know that you'll always be on my mind. Even in the hard times, I care about you. How do you move on when everything goes wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head. Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what we said. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Don't just walk away from me and close the door. Baby, pull me closer now before it's over. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Oh, love you a little bit more. 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 How do you move on when everything is wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head. Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what you said. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Don't just walk away from me and close the door. Baby, pull me closer now before it's over. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Oh, love you a little bit more. Just a little bit. Love you a little bit more. Love you a little bit more. Just a little bit. Love you a little bit more.
Here are the two floral blankets. I usually do my Lovey 17 by 17 inches, but these I did a little bit bigger for my friend that just had her sweet twins. So these are about 23 by 23 inches. I love that they're still the same rose print, just in different colors. I think it's perfect for a set of twins. Similar, but still different. Here's the smaller Minky one that I did for a sweet little baby named Knox. This one I was actually really nervous about. I was scared I wasn't going to get it straight, but it turned out so good and I couldn't be happier. And I think the motocross theme is just so cute. Here's the other large motocross themed blanket. This blanket was a whole yard of fabric. I didn't even cut it down. I got both of these motocross fabrics from Spoonflower, and although they are way more expensive than I normally like to pay, it was so worth it. They are so soft. I love this Minky fabric, and they make the absolute best baby shower gifts. And lastly, I have this really cute girly dinosaur flannel blanket. I didn't film making this one, but here it is all finished. I got the dinosaur flannel from Joann's, and the magenta Minky dot I got from a shop on Etsy. I love this pairing together, and it is perfect for the little girl that loves dinosaurs. That's it for the blankets today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment down below and say hi, and I will see you guys next time.